in London one time, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. This is before I met this Mark. We got Mark. We got more Marks around here. And he came to me and wanted to do an interview and said, we need to make a movie out of this. And, you know, a lot of people have tried to sell me a cabbage patch in the middle of the Sahara Desert before. So this went on for 2 or 3 years. And he sort of became someone almost a pest. And he said, we're going to make a movie. This has got to be seen by kids 10 and 15 and 20 years down the way. And I don't know, I guess we got into it and was convinced, Mark, that it wasn't a story about me. It wasn't a technical movie about the space program. We've seen enough of those. But it was a story about an average American kid growing up way back in World War II. And I know a lot of you aren't going to believe it. We had no television and no cell phones. The only way we could really get the news was through the newsreel at the theater. And I was amored. I was overwhelmed. I was passionate about watching these unsung heroes of their day back in World War II make flying machines literally do the impossible, particularly in the Pacific where they were landed aboard carriers. And as far-fetched as that dream was, I was just, as I say, an average American kid growing up in Chicago. It could have been any town in the country. It was a far-fetched dream. That was way beyond my reach, but it was a dream. And I hung with that dream, and with a little encouragement and help from my father along the way, who truly was my real hero. Dream took me not only to naval aviation, where I spent a lot of my time down the road in San Diego at Miramar Naval Air Station, but that far-fetched dream, quite frankly, took me to the moon, where I could eventually call the moon my home. Now that sounds crazy. When I see this movie again, I keep wondering, indeed, was it really me? Did it really happen? So the movie is about the story of a kid, any kid in America, with a dream about doing, at that point in his life, the impossible. And it's always also, Mark, is a story about America. Because back in the 60s, when this country, the terrible 60s, when this country was torn by civil strife, campus unrest, the beginning of a very unpopular war, when the Soviet Union owned space, 16 minutes of spaceflight experience by Alan Shepard, and the President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, a dreamer, a visionary, politically astute, yes, probably all three, was bold enough to challenge the American people themselves to dream about doing the impossible, to do what most people couldn't be done. That's the film. It's the kid with a dream, it's a country with a dream, and the rest is history.